Okay, hey guys, so today I'm going to be going over this custom keyboard I built, and it's based off the Drop Alt platform. In this build I used the high profile case. I initially had a low profile case, but I didn't like it, so I decided to opt for the high profile. So the reason I got the high profile is because the low profile was just too low profile for me, and even with the magnetic feet, it was just that too low of a typing angle for me, so I got the high profile. And also the weight was lower than I expected, and the high profile, it just feels much more premium. So after figuring out the low profile Drop Alt wasn't going to cut it for me, I went over to r/mech market and I found some guy selling a fully built Drop Alt high profile in the black color, so I decided to pick that up. He gave me a pretty good price on it, and it was fully built, meaning it included the keycaps, switches. This meant I had to fully strip down the keyboard and remove the parts I wasn't going to use and put in the parts from my original Drop Alt. After the Drop Alt high profile came in, I started disassembling it, starting with the switches and the keycaps. And the original switches were some Cherry MX Browns, and they were really scratchier than my Cherry MX Browns in my Ducky keyboard, and it was pretty easy taking them out. I got this little key puller which I found on Amazon for like $3 or $4, and it's really helpful, much nicer than the included key puller that comes with the Drop Alt, and I highly recommend it. I'll link it in the description below. These look like genuine cherries. What? And they appear to be clipped as well. The switches I use in this build are called Kailh T1 switches, and it's pretty much a Franklin switch. So what that means is it's comprised of multiple switches, in this case 2, so it's using the Kailh Pro Purple housing, and the stems from Koala switches. And the guy who sold them to me lubed them all with Crytex 205 grade 0, and they're significantly smoother and quieter than Cherry MX Browns. Take a listen. So the typing experience of these switches are pretty much tactile, with a heavier bump than a Cherry MX Brown, and after the bump they feel pretty much linear. So let me show you that. So if you look at this graph right here, this is basically, it says Durox stem with Kailh Pro Purple housing, but it's basically a koala stem. So if you look in this region right here, this is the tactile bump, this is the tactility of the switch right here, and this is the initial press, so it goes here, and then this is when it bottoms out. It's pretty much linear and it's a smooth release. After taking apart the high profile Drop Alt that came in, I had to take apart my low profile Drop Alt and remove all the switches, and I will be sure to leave a typing test at the end of the video, so stay tuned for that. The next step after taking apart the low profile Drop Alt was to mod the stabilizers, and I didn't want them to be rattly and stuff, so I decided to get some dielectric grease and lube the bars of the stabilizers, in which this case they're gold plated because I think they're genuine cherry stabilizers. And then I went ahead and also clipped the bottoms of the stabilizers so they wouldn't exactly rattle when they hit the PCB. I decided that I wanted to have a somewhat quiet typing experience, so I looked online and I found this one guy who goes by Stupid Fish, and he sells this laser cut foam for keyboards that basically goes inside the keyboard and dampens some of the sound, and he made some for the Drop Alt high and low profile, so I decided to pick that up, and it was pretty easy to install the keyboard. After completely installing the plate and PCB foam, this meant that it was time to close up the keyboard. So first I put the RGB diffuser plate down, and then I put the metal back plate on top, and then I had to screw it all down. Oh my god, it's so bright. It's terribly bright. So midway through putting the switches in, about like 90% done, I kind of noticed something. The keyboard foam actually had the Stupid Fish logo, and it said Drop Alt in like the spacebar area, and it's kind of cool. After finishing up most of the keyboard build, it looked kind of plain to me. Not that plain was bad, but I wanted to spice it up and personalize it a little. So I went over to Mercari and I found this little epoxy resin keycap that was handmade. It's only like $5, so I picked it up. It looks pretty cool in the delete key. And then I also threw my Ducky keyboard escape key on, and they both look pretty cool. And that's pretty much my whole custom keyboard build. So thanks for watching, and here's the sound test.